Hi, welcome back to the second episode of choosing the best prep provider for your forthcoming CFA exam in 2021. In my last episode, I discussed about the 5-pointer guide in choosing the best prep provider for you. In today's episode, we are going to discuss all of them threadbare and name the choices that I believe are the best provider right now in the market. For this reason, and not necessarily in the chronological order, I have picked up Kaplan choices, Wiley, IFT, Nathan Ronan's Chalk and Board, Mark Milgram, and Mark Lefebvre's Level 1 Bootcamp 1 and Done. Now, before I dive into it, there are two very fundamental reasons that why these 6 are being included. Number one, because all of them are authorized prep providers accorded by the CFA Institute themselves. And number two, they have been in this business for more than 7 years or so. And number three, almost all of them have at least 10,000 plus candidates being trained over the last 7 years plus. Now, with a market share of more than 50% and having been in this business as one of the very early entrants, Kaplan Choices has ubiquitously been voted as the #1 prep provider in the CFA program across the world. They have trained more than 300,000 students across all the 3 levels and are very highly regarded. Kaplan Choices also boasts of having partner offices and their offices across all the continents. With a repertoire of more than 60 CFA charter holders, the program is updated continuously, rigorously, and with the aim of easing out the prep providing experience altogether for the student candidates. Wiley is a very diverse prep provider. Their interests not only is limited to the world of finance, but they are ubiquitously present in across all other areas of education as well. IFT is being promoted by Irfan Mullah, one of the very few prep providers who actually follows the curriculum of the book itself. He quotes examples directly from the books and explains the intricate concept in the most simple manner possible. Ditto with Nathan Ronan's Chalk and Board. Mark Milgram is the only entrant out here who himself is not a CFA charter holder, but Professor Mark Milgram holds a PhD in philosophy. Student candidates who have had taken the services of Mark Milgram vouches for his efficacy. Mark Lefebvre, on the other hand, specializes only in Level 3 program, and that too through live bootcamp of 3 to 6 days across North America and places in Europe. However, the degree of details that Mark Lefebvre boils down with this special emphasis on the constructed responses of the AM session is sort of legend. Now, who are they? What are they? As far as Kaplan Choices is concerned, as I mentioned before, they have the highest number of CFA pedagogy in their repertoire. Each of the levels is being presided over by a very experienced teacher and professor himself. For example, Level 1 of CFA program with Choices is being monitored and presided over by Dr. Doc Van Eaton. Level 2 by Dr. Brijesh Tolia, and Level 3 by Ferric Philbeck. Wiley has 3 level managers in the same fashion. Level 1 by Darren DeGraff, Level 2 by Peter Olinto, and Level 3 by David Hetherington. It's worth mentioning that David Hetherington hitherto was with Kaplan Choices. Having served Kaplan Choices for more than 20 odd years, he has made a switch to Wiley. Some honorable mentions who could not make to this list: Bloomberg, Finquiz, Fitchland. All of them are equally good providers, but the only reason that they have not been included in this list is their base itself is not as big as that of the top 6 which we have just discussed. Now, next point, how often do they update their syllabus? Well, almost all of them necessarily update their curriculum and syllabus and their teaching methodology and their contents, along with the CBOK's updation on an annual basis. However, that being said, not all of them actually follows through or keeps in sync with the erratas being published by the CFI. So in this particular regard, all of the prep providers are found wanting to some extent. What is the student's review? Well, as far as the CSAT is concerned, Kaplan-Schweizer's is one of the very best prep provider as far as level 1 is there. It has a CSAT of more than 92%. However, across level 2s and level 3s, the same CSAT drops drastically. Nathan Ronin and Irfanullah are the brick and mortar kind of prep provider who relies more on the traditional chalkboard kind of a thing, green board and hardboard kind of a thing, wherein they actually write the formulas, write the intricate concepts and explain them from point 0 to the final take. Now, for some reasons, I have not included the Indian prep providers. Number one, not many of them are actually authorized by the CFA Institute, and I believe that there is a reason behind why they have not done so, because many of them unfortunately are found guilty of plagiarism. They shamelessly and almost blatantly steal other prep providers, that are foreign prep providers, course material, including the mock exams, and publish those mock exams, those test exams and the material as their own. However, that is not to say that there are not quality prep providers in India as well. Some of them are worth mentioning. For example, EduPristine, the largest and the oldest prep provider in India, IMS Pro School, and to some degree Fintry of India. So, what is the other thing that one should look for? Well, fees and the course structure and the cost involved, of course, are important. For example, Mark Lefebvre charges a bomb by the peer standard, but then his delivery percentage is also pretty high. More than 84% of the level 3 candidates are fully satisfied after having taken the workshop conducted by Mark Lefebvre. Ditto is the case with Nathan Ronin and Irfanullah. And as I was mentioning in my last video, that bit of personalized touch is also one important aspect. And in this particular regard, I would vote Nathan Ronin and Arif Irfanullah as the best among the peers. So now that you know, I hope that while you will be taking help of a prep provider, you will be judicious in choosing the one. Remember, the one who is offering you the cheapest prep providing may not necessarily be the best, and the one who is promising you, one who is charging you the most, again may not necessarily be the best. As I've said before, personally speaking, while I was preparing for my level 1 candidates, I also used Kaplan-Schweizer's. But that was the first and last time that I ever actually took help of any third-party prep provider. I was committed enough to follow through the core curriculum and the books thereof in my level 2 and level 3. And I still believe to this day that the core curriculum by far is the best material. I do understand at the same time that it actually is quite daunting in terms of the commitment that it beggars and the time and effort it is going to extract out of you. So people do obviously would look for some kind of shortcuts. Well, you know what? There is no magic pill. Your efforts cannot be any less. You can take the prep provider's help, but do remember that they are at best the supplement material. With that being said, there is a happy thing which I want to share with all of you. I am going to very soon publish the topical videos for level 1. So stay tuned, and I am hopeful, if not certain, that my vast experience of more than 7 years of teaching will benefit all of you. Thank you very much.